Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to a kind of indie preview, quick. I gotta come up with a name for these ones. It's a game that's not out yet. It's in Kickstarter. It's actually an adaptation of a game I've covered previously, Dungeoneers. They've gone ahead and developed it more. It is a action roguelike where you don't play the well, you got a character, but you don't level your character up. You level your weapon up. And as you can see, you've got a choice of 4 weapons to begin with. You've got a katana, which is quick but relatively weak. You've got a sword, which is balanced. You've got a shovel, which hits hard and which knocks things back and has a lot of charges apparently. And then you got the ornate. That has a decent amount of knockback and damage and whatever soul blast is, but only has 1 charge and a slow attack speed. So let's go with sword. And then your dude runs up and draws it. Now, as you can see, you've got a Kickstarter, and I will be putting the link in the description below. Except that I just fucked it up because it opened up a browser in another window, and I'm not sure how this is going to affect my recording. They are also on Steam Greenlight, and I will, of course, be putting a link to that in the description below. They've got controls, let's see, map, pause, phase, I don't know what phase does, soul shot, soul blast, AoE, okay, sword slash. All right then, come on, let's get done with this. The controls, even in this title screen area, I like how they did it, but they're a little bit unresponsive in here. Now, if you've watched my previous coverage of Dungeoneers on Indie Game Friday, way back in the day, you'll probably be recognizing a lot of this shit in terms of the overall layout. Let's go ahead and go here, wherever this takes us. And yeah, it's got the same kinds of abstract enemies, the same kind of gameplay. Basic attacks. Oh shit! They actually teleport, so they're more difficult this time. Okay, I do like how they have the cutaway when you get near to objects, because before, one of the issues was that when you went behind objects, it was sometimes difficult to see, you know, what your character was attacking. Stop teleporting, damn it. I gotta admit, it seems a little bit harder to control than Dungeoneers was. Room layout is the same. You step through the door and another room pops up. That's good. You do not have an infinite amount of fuck. You don't get as many Dungeoneers had had drops that restored your health, and this doesn't seem to have those. So you can see I was defeated, and my sword got some experience. So I'm going to go with the sword again. Let's see if we can't level it up this time. See if we can't clear more than 1 room this time. And we'll try the various optional abilities here. Oh man, you take so much damage, but there's no way to regain health that I'm seeing. Wait, this is something. What is this? Oh, it's just a charge. Whatever the charge is. We'll use a charge in the next room. Anything else dropping anything? No? Okay. Oh, wow. Nothing but shit to break. Neat. Okay, there was something to restore health. So that's good. It is more challenging than Dungeoneers was. I'll give it that. It is harder. Straight up harder. Let's go ahead and continue on our way then. Let me try the AoE blast. Boom. Oh, that was bullshit. That didn't do shit. What's it even for? It took longer to cast than it actually did any damage. And if it's supposed to be a knockback, that didn't really help much. So it is... I don't know if I like the new balancing. And of course it is in an extremely early state. I've got a lot to add and adjust to it. Let me go ahead and see if I can't use the charge thing. Ah! I done fucked up. I didn't aim that right. My bad. So there's this. And then there's that laser beam that I shot. That jump thing seems like it would be useful. Like, it could have been useful right there if I'd remember to use it. Health power-ups need to be a little bit more common, because otherwise I'm just kind of stuck doing this shit. Alright. No, don't hit me. Okay, yeah, because I'm on my last hit right now. So I'm going to be running around like a fucking coward. Oh, fucking A. And I didn't level my sword up at all. Let's go ahead and continue. See, I don't know what that bar is. I thought that was some sort of experience points. But it didn't level. It didn't even budge on my last little expedition. Yeah, you know, these things used to be like really easy in the Dungeoneers demo, but they are a straight up pain in the ass right now. I have no ranged attacks. Yeah. I appreciate difficult games, don't get me wrong. But by minimizing the amount of health, like, there's a happy medium, you know? I can go 2 or 3 rooms as is and not get a health thing back. Let's do this. I would say at least one health regain, health thing a room would be a nice balance. Okay. This is annoying because these things I used to be able to take out with range, but I don't have any range, do I? Let's see, any range? Nope. Come on, be health. No, it's not health. It's nothing. They drop nothing. See, also Dungeoneers had a number of things that you'd use to upgrade, like power-ups to upgrade your health and your armor. Not just your health, but also your armor, your speed, and so on and so forth. Which was interesting. They were a little bit too generous that time. Do I have to reclaim my headstone in order to get experience? I'm going to try and keep on going until I level up. But at this rate, it's not looking good. I mean, let's go ahead. The controls are a little bit more responsive than I gave them credit for. But the combat is it's almost too challenging without some sort of backup thing. Like some sort of ability to regain health. Some sort of variation. Because right now I'm just... Well, there's a power-up. Now there's a full heart's worth of shit. This was the way I went last time. And my headstone should have been in here somewhere, right? I don't know if it works that way. Now, one thing that I know that they did not do in Dungeoneers was they closed off areas. So the dungeon is kind of shaped, which I do like. It's not just a grid where you can go in one direction forever. What is this? +1 knockback. Okay, there we go. There's a power-up. It's not doing me any good because I immediately fight shit that is like resistant to knockback. But with a little bit more knockback. See, this is why I think I should have used the shovel, because the shovel has insane knockback. Let's get rid of that turret wherever he pops up. Just gotta use the dodge button a lot, I think. Let's take one of these guys out. Boom, and attack. No! It just takes a little bit of getting used to, I guess. I'm still disappointed at the rate of drops. Not that I want, like, a drop out of every enemy, because that was a little bit overkill. If I remember right, in the Dungeoneers one, I got pretty damn far just because every fucking enemy dropped something. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I don't expect there to be I don't expect there to be a power-up off of every enemy. But you see this is like the third wave of this room alone. And there was no health no health power-up in that entire room. It looked like it did actually improve my knockback permanently, I think. So you don't get experience. You just get these power-ups are permanent. What is that? God damn it, let me have it. +1 damage, +1 dash cooldown. I don't know what that means. Looks like I'm doing more damage though. Not that it's going to help a whole lot. So power-ups are permanent, but you almost immediately die. So it might take like 9 or 10 runs at this rate to even get a half-decent weapon. So I may as well just die. Okay, what's this? What's this bullshit? Look at that. It erased my progress towards, it erased my progress on my knockback. Do I legitimately have to push it all the way up in order to keep it? How does that work? See, here's the issue, is I'm not sure that I'm seeing any improvement. Like, it would be one thing if it was an obvious improvement. Am I killing these faster? I don't know. Because the variety of enemies, it's alright. It's just, alright. Move. And then attack. And then dodge. So there is a technique. There we go. Got my health up and then immediately lost again. God damn it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to say about I'm not sure what I want to say about this. Gameplay-wise, it's okay. I mean, it's not the most responsive thing in the world, but it's not so sluggish as to be a problem. Looks like I got some armor. And I think the armor is going to whittle away before my health, right? Okay, let's try this charge. Boom! Yeah, that helped. See, charges do help. But they're so rare. See, and then more enemies pop out of these things. What the fuck? That's a valid. Ignore that one. That's not a commentary on the quality of the game. There are plenty of games where enemies pop out of other enemies. They're just unexpected. God damn it. See, the character just moves so slowly, so it's a little hard to dodge things at times. You do have the dash, which helps. There are a lot of games recently that I've played that use that kind of dash dodge mechanic, like Hyperlight Drifter for one. So I guess if it's trying to recapture that Hyperlight Drifter kind of thing, then I guess they're going the right way. But it could definitely use some tweaking. Graphically, it's neat. It reminds me of kind of like, I want to say early, God damn, I want to say like N64 era stuff, except a little bit better than that. It's not so detailed as to be a little bit full of itself, but it's not so simple in terms of graphics as to be dismissed as a retro game. So I do like that kind of mix that they've got going there. The music is okay, but it's going to get old real quick, I can tell. You probably want to put another track or two on. I don't know if they've got that in their plans. They should. I probably made a mistake leaving my headset up this high, though. And I'm dead. See, and here's my thing. Okay, see, there it is. Damage 58% on the modifiers. But is that improving any? Are we seeing improvement? That's what I want to. It's basically what I want to boil down. What want to see? Are we seeing improvement on the damage? Because what is the mechanism by which the swords improve? I know that they improve because that's the whole purpose of the game, is that the weapon improves between runs, not your character. But what is the mechanism of improvement? Is it through use? Is it through collecting power-ups? Or is it through some arbitrary experience level? So remember that 58%, and then the next time we die, we're going to go ahead and see if it leveled up any. And we're just going to try and get in the hang of dodging and swinging and dodging. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn this down before I do myself any more hearing damage than I already have. I was not expecting this soundtrack to swell that much. See, that's another thing. I love epic soundtracks, but if it starts overwhelming the gameplay, like you've got that epic swell, and it's a nice soundtrack, don't get me wrong. It just gets real repetitive because you're going to be doing this for a long time, I think. I'm about to die anyway, so let's try one more room. Okay, so we've picked up one power-up, but it was not an attack. It was not an attack level power-up. It was an armor power-up. As long as you're knocking them back, that's good. And these guys have a set pattern on when they fire off. But they're still kind of difficult to jump in and jump out because the character does not move that quickly. And there we go. Here we go. We're dead. Let's take a look at our stat screen then. We'll go with continue. And it is up to 73%. Let's see what happens when we get that to 100%. I'm going to have to go ahead and legit turn that down so I can actually hear what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know if it's my machine or what, but the sound balancing seems to be a little bit off. God damn it, this is like a tough one. Holy shit, I died in the first room. That was like a jumbo slime. I'm not going to count that one too much. 74%. Did that go down or did that go up? Let's see. Try this a couple more times. We'll get ourselves to 100% and see if that does anything. Just otherwise, it's just a solid hack and slasher. Now, I do like that they've improved on the map in terms of cutting some areas off from your grid. But it's still just a grid of rooms, and the rooms are all roughly square. The only thing that varies is the drops and the cover, and that's a holdover from Dungeoneers. I like the terrain. I think they mixed the terrain up a little bit. The terrain is no longer just completely flat. But I don't know if it actually has an effect. Like if it was square and it had these, obstacles, what would be neat is if you could get up on top of them. I don't know if that would be a pain in the ass to add in, probably, but it would lend some variety, so to speak. Let's break all these things. I don't think there's any enemies in here. I've been pretty negative on this so far in terms of, and I don't want to sound like I'm negative, because it's not a bad game. It's early. You got to remember, it is early for this game, and they have a lot to go, a lot to develop in it. I imagine a lot to tweak in it. And in terms of gameplay, it's a solid little action hack and slasher. I mean, you could go worse. There have been worse action hack and slashers in recent memory that were like full commercial games. So it does not have that as a negative, at least. The balancing kind of blows, and the fact that you're reliant on leveling up your weapons rather than your character means that it would be useful to see more feedback on your weapon leveling up. Now, here's the interesting part. There's a bunch of there's a health upgrade over here. So yeah, you can go back, which is good. So if you get like 3 or 4 drops in a room like that, then you can save them up. Run. Run. I'm getting the hang of it a little bit. If I remember right, Dungeoneers 1 took me a little while to get the hang of too. No, I mean not 1. The original Dungeoneers that they put out on Game Jolt, which I think is still up. I could be wrong on that. I could be real wrong on that. I'll take a look, and if it's still up, I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. But if I remember, that one took a little bit of getting used to as well. Ow. Zap. I may have to start using I'm going to start using my charges because I've got them. Alright, let's try and get out of here. Oh wait, I've got 2 charges over here that I can go grab, don't I? So yeah, there's some strategy here now. Oomph. Let's start using some of these charges then, shall we? So far, this run's been my best. Boom, and I missed them all. Or did I hit them all? I think I might have hit them all. As usual with these dodge mechanics, I'm tending to overshoot. Which is a good reason, which is a good part of the reason why I don't like them. Is because I tend to, like, just blast past wherever I was aiming. 86%. How many times do I gotta do this? Let's do it one more. I will hit that to 100% before I go completely apeshit. See, here's the and here's a complaint that I had with the Dungeoneers. Yes, you have a knockback, but when you swing, your character takes a step forward. So, if your knockback is not huge, which it's not, except I guess for the shovel, you slash the enemy and then you step forward into it, which is fucked up. Your range is not great on these swords. So that's why the slimes are kicking my ass more than anything else. Is because of that step forward. And that's been an issue since Dungeoneers, really. Ah, that was a bomb. What the fuck, man? As if these enemies weren't hard enough. You go ahead and put a bomb as a power-up? God damn it, man. Alright, let's head into the next room. Ah, power up. Shield +1 damage. See, watch this. Swing and step forward. Swing and step forward. And it's not like you could swing at them from the back. Because they're going to be following you. Like, their forward movement... Okay, let me go ahead and say this. The reason the slimes are worse than everything else is because they have a constant forward movement. So you swing back and you knock them back, but their forward movement immediately kind of ruins that knockback. So unless you hit them at absolute maximum range, or you have a really... Oh, god damn it, with a bomb again. See, these guys, they have a forward movement, but they stop to attack. So if you time your attack right then it's possible to knock them back farther than they actually approach. Which is of huge benefit. I mean, it's a huge benefit. +1 shield, +2 damage, or +2 damage, +1 luck. So hopefully this'll gonna improve my attack speed, but I'm still gonna die because by the time I found it, I was already, like, on death's door here. Come on. I didn't dodge fast enough. I think that cooldown got me. Okay, 100% on damage. 4% on attack speed. You can't modify it from in here, can you? No. So I got 4% on attack speed. So it's starting to level up attack speed, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm gonna call this my last one. I'm gonna see what I can improve in this particular run. It does seem that I'm doing a little bit more damage, so there is some visible improvement there. I'm killing these things in less hits, which is just straight up an improvement. So there is a noticeable improvement. Alright, let me compose my thoughts on this, because I would love to give this thing a flat-out glowing review, but at the same time, you know, it's clearly not... It's clearly got a long way to go. And it clearly requires greater reflexes than I have. At the same time, it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game by any means. I want to say that it has potential. It has a lot of potential. But I would like to see way more forward movement then happened between because this is clearly a different game in terms of the mechanics, like the system, than Dungeoneers was. It's clearly a different game. But at the same time, you need more feedback to let the player know that they're improving. Because as it is, I'm not sure exactly what I've accomplished in all of this time. You need to modify the knockback just a little bit for those of us who aren't like stellar at this. I don't know, you don't really need to modify the knockback, but keep in mind what I said about the slimes. When their constant vector to approach means that knockback is effectively useless for them. And I'm not sure. Let's see see, there's a cooldown between jumps. So if you jump in, you better be damn sure you can take a hit or two before you jump out again, before you can jump out again, because you're going to. So yeah, mechanically, just more feedback on whether the mechanics are actually doing any good whatsoever, whether I'm seeing any improvement whatsoever. And then in terms of the overall map, the same complaint that I had with the Dungeoneers one, which was this map needs work. I mean, it needs some more variety. It's just a bunch of boxes into which you fight arenas and enemies in an arena style. It's basically a bunch of linked arenas with very... I mean, yeah, the obstacles are different, but they're just squares overall. I liked the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked the game. I could not see me playing it as long as I would play, say, Hyper Light Drifter or Dark Souls in its current state. Although I can tell it's aiming for the same sort of... it's aiming for that same sort of action difficulty kind of play style. And I appreciate that. What I would say to people who are viewing is... I would think it's definitely worth a Kickstarter, or not. I'd say it's definitely worth a Greenlight, you know, because Greenlight costs you nothing, and this is way better than like 90% of the shit that you see on Steam today. So I would definitely say if you like these action role playing games, go ahead and hit it on Greenlight. Make sure that they get on the Greenlight. In terms of Kickstarter. Last I checked, they had a little bit over a week to go as of this recording, and they were, I believe, halfway to their goal. So I wish them the best on their goal. You know, if you want to back it, I'll put the link in the description below as usual, and just keep an eye on it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a demo available on the Kickstarter. I think there might be on the Greenlight page. And remember, this is just an early demo. It's clearly going to have some work done on it. So the fact that it's this polished and playable this early in the process is definitely something going forward. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it in the long run. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. For now, this is the RPG Crawler with Indie Game First Look, I think I'm going to call it. And this is Rogues Like Us. If you like what you've seen, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.